Good evening to everyone. Well, today I will going to read a sutta from the Samyutta Nikaya, the Connected Discourses of the Buddha. I choose the in the book 3, the sutta number 18. The book 3 is about different encounters between the Buddha and the King Pasinadi of Kosala. And in this particular sutta, it talk about different aspect. So it's called diligence. At Sawati, sitting on to one side, King Pasenadi of Kosala said to the Blessed One, "Here, Venerable Sir, while I was alone in seclusion, the following reflections arose in my mind. The Dhamma has been well expounded by the Blessed One, and that is for one with good friends, good companions, good comrades, not for one with bad friends, bad companions, and bad comrades." So this is, I think in the commentary, the King Pasenadi was not always uh, during his life very, doesn't have many affections for the Buddha. I think that it was through his queen Malika, his wife, that he started to have more um, encounters with the Buddha. I think that the commentary says something about that the King Pasinadi is a future Buddha. It's like a bodhisattva. So in this part, the Dhamma has well expounded by the Blessed One, and that is for one with good friends, good companions, and good comrades, not for one with bad friends, bad companions, or bad comrades. Let's see what the Buddha responds. So it is, great king, so it is. The Dhamma has been well expounded by me, and that is for one with good friends, good companions, good comrades, not for one with bad friends, bad companions, and bad comrades. On one occasion, great king, I was living among the Sakyans, where there is a town of the Sakyan named Nagaraka. Then the Bhikkhu Ananda approached me, paid homage to me, sat down to one side, and said, "Venerable Sir, this is half of the holy life, that is, good friendship, good companionship, and good comradeship." When this was said, great king, I told the Venerable Ananda, not so, Ananda, not so, Ananda. This is the entire of the entire holy life, Ananda. That is, good friendship, good companionship, good comradeship. When a bhikkhu has a good friend, a good companion, a good comrade, it is to be expected that he will develop and cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path. And how, Ananda? Thus, a bhikkhu has a good friend, good companion, a good comrade, develop and cultivate by the Eightfold Noble Path. Here, Ananda, a bhikkhu. Well, let's stop here and comment some aspects of this statement. Well, here Ananda is saying that the good companionship, the good friendship, is the half of the holy life, and the Buddha say to him that it is the entire holy life. So this is very important because when we have a good companion and good friendship, here the Buddha says it is to be expected that he will develop and cultivate the noble eightfold path. So I'm sorry, a little I'm a little sick now. But here is really important. He's talk about the Sangha. The Sangha, I think that the Sangha has many possible explanation. We have uh, the noble Sangha, that is the Sangha in which there are noble beings, that is people who have achieved some of the four supramundane and fruits path. We have the Bhikkhu Sangha, that is the Bhikkhu and Bhikkhuni Sanghas, that is the nuns and monks that reunited, gather to practice uh, in companionship. And we have the lay Sangha. So, for example, the Full Moon Sangha is a lay community. And I think it's really important because in the last TwinCom in July 2025 in Damasuka, we talk about the community, the twin community. And it's very beautiful when you find different peoples and friends, new friends that share with you this love or this, uh, yes, this love for the Dhamma. So when you find that you can talk about the Dhamma, talk about different aspects of the Dhamma, you start to feel that you can trust in the other person. When you share with someone this uh, path, and you feel that all your friends keep the precept, they are generous, and they practice meditation. It's just there are really beautiful encounter, beautiful reunions. So I think that when we find people to practice with us the path, the noble path, we we can find support, we find loving kindness, and we can find also the the motive, the stimulation to practice more and more. And of course, we can help each other in difficult times. We can share our thoughts, our feelings without being judged by these aspects of the mind. So I think that that the Buddha is pointing out here is that when you have good companions, good friends, it's easier to develop the Noble Eightfold Path. And there is an old saying in the Zen tradition that we, the group, is sitting with everyone. But I think that sometimes we can sit in our meditation helping the group. So if we have this attitude, this previous attitude, when I sit in my meditation, I will radiate loving kindness to everyone. This is uh, it's a very nice feeling to share with someone. It's a very general thought and intention to everyone, to your friends, and even your enemies or the people who maybe you don't feel so comfortable with them. So everyone who share the loving kindness with themselves and with others create a very beautiful environment to develop our minds. So I think that this is a very important statement of the Buddha. And in the first part, when the King Pasenadi said that the Dhamma has been well expounded by the Blessed One, and that is for one with good friends, good companions, good comrades, not for one with bad friends, bad companions, bad comrades. It's very interesting because when someone is surrounded by bad friends or people that maybe it's difficult to trust in them because to not keep the precepts. Uh, this is very difficult. It's difficult to cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path. So it's very important that when we train ourselves in meditation and in the other aspects of the Buddhist path, it's a very important thing to bring loving kindness or compassion or any other of the Brahma Viharas to our minds. And I think that this state of mind take care of each of one of us, and the people who do not resonate with us, with this feeling, they just go. Many times we don't have to have an argument with them, which they just go because they don't feel comfortable around a mind that is um, imbued with loving kindness. When our mind is imbued with loving kindness, this mindset will attract many beings, many beautiful beings, some celestial beings, and also some beings that human beings or animals that they feel the necessity of love. I think that everyone needs that kind of feeling, that the love is an essential part of our life. So, and how, Ananda, does the bhikkhu who has a good friend, a good companion, and a good comrade develop and cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path? Here, Ananda, a bhikkhu develops right view, which is based upon seclusion, dispassion, and cessation, maturing in release. So this is a strong instruction for, because here Buddha is saying that a bhikkhu develops right view. So first of all, they develop the first step of the Noble Eightfold Path. That is, remember that all is due to causes and conditions. So this right view is based upon seclusion. So we have here with the word seclusion different aspects. Seclusion is be responsible of our actions. So we uh, based our decisions, our choices, and our perspective in our own mind. We don't blame anyone outside of us. The other uh, aspect of seclusion could be jhana. So when we cultivate jhana, we reinforce this right view. And then said is based upon seclusion, dispassion, and cessation, maturing in release. So this seclusion, when it's developed and cultivate, will bring us dispassion. And eventually, cessation, the cessation of suffering, dukkha nirodha. And all this is maturing in release. This is a very interesting instruction because all the process from the beginner to the accomplished meditator is maturing in release. We have to realize that the Buddhist path is always to open the hand, is to let it go what let it go our attachment and our craving and our habitual tendencies. When we see with proper wisdom, when we remember how our minds moves from one thing to another, so from one object to another, we realize that this movement is just movement. It's not me, it's not mine, it's not myself. And when we release this personal view, we're going to mature in release. We train our mind to let go our attachment, our identifications. So in the daily activities, in the daily life, many times we are wanting more experience, more pleasure, less pain, but especially more about money, I don't know, houses, cars, more work, whatever it might be. But we based in get more thing, we base our view that getting more things is the sign of prosperity. And this have a certain uh, side that is true because we need uh, we need shelter, we need food, we need clothes, we need medicine, like the monks. But many of us are head of family, and we have to work to sustain our family. So we need some kind of economic prosperity that the Buddha also uh, encouraged for the lay people. But at some point, it's very easy to pass this line in which we feel good, we feel tranquil, and we feel satisfied. Well, satisfied with the things that we have acquired. We maybe we had a comfortable life, but the mind turns to be greedy and want more, and this is generally the condition to a lot of suffering. So this is a way, but here the instruction is maturing in release. So when we try to, or we start with a spiritual training, the Buddha pointed out a different direction. We have to let it go. Let it go what? Our house, our food? No, no, it's not the point. It's letting go our attachment and craving towards that things. So we can use them, but we don't identify with that. And all the process of the jhana is always a process of a refining of the mind. All the process of the cultivate the mind, the meditation process, is a process of letting go, is maturing in release. More we let go our attachment, our identification of me, mine, or myself, more free will be the mind, and more clear will be the uh, right view, because we can see when we could see, or no, sorry, we can see when we go deep in the jhanas or we cultivate the meditation, we start to feel more space in our mind that allows to see the things as really are. So when a mind is maturing in release, it strengthens equanimity, strength this possibility in be disenchanted with all things. That doesn't mean that we don't use it. It's that's what it means is that we are not engaged emotionally and will not engage with attachment and craving to those things. So we understand that we need, because we are human beings, we live in this plane and we have to live with that, all the things that I mentioned before, house, work, family, and so on. But we feel start to feel disenchanted, then will be this dispassion, the tranquility of this understanding, of this realization, and then cessation. So the Buddha said, here develops right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration or right collectedness, which is based upon seclusion, dispassion, and cessation, maturing in release. It is in this way, Ananda, that a bhikkhu who has good friend, a good companion, a good comrade develops and cultivates the noble eightfold path. By the following method too, Ananda, it may be understood who the entire holy life is good friendship, good companionship, and good comradeship, by relying upon me as a good friend, Ananda. Beings subject to birth are freed from birth. Beings subject to aging are freed from aging. Beings subject to illness are freed from illness. Beings subject to death are freed from death. Beings subject to sorrow, lamentation, pain, displeasure, and despair are freed from sorrow, lamentation, pain, displeasure, and despair. By this method, Ananda, it may be understood how the entire holy life is good friendship, good companionship, good comradeship. So, there's another method that the Buddha said here, uh, that it may be understood how the entire life is good friendship, good companionship, and good comradeship by relying upon the Buddha as a good friend. You know, I have some students that when they start their meditation, they bring the image of the Buddha to their mind, and they start to feel the compassion of the Buddha that brings so calm and beautiful feelings that are the base for the loving kindness and compassion. And remember this kind of thing of the companionship, the friendship of the Buddha, and the respect for the Buddha, we can warm our heart. I think that the Buddha is the supreme example of loving kindness, compassion, of course, equanimity, and mudita too. The precept, of course, the wisdom, but also the generosity. I think that the generosity is a key point here because the Buddha doesn't didn't have the need to teach. And this is a very important thing in the Dhamma, because when the Brahma came to him and asked him to teach for those who have little dust in their eyes, I think that there was no need of the Buddha to start teaching. But I think it was for compassion, loving kindness, and of course, generosity to give us the teaching and explains in so many different ways how we can achieve the cessation of suffering. Therefore, great king, you should train yourself thus. I will be one who has good friends, good companions, and good comrades. It is in such a way that you should train yourself. When, great king, you have good friends, good companions, good comrades, you should dwell with one thing for support: diligence in wholesome state. This is a very important instruction because when you has established a practice with a with good friends, with a sangha, with a group of meditation, and you feel comfortable, you feel confident in the practice, you feel that when you practice your life is easier, you feel more stable, your mind is more open, and you feel more loving kindness or equanimity, then you are in a very good group. So continue. And here is you should dwell with one thing for support: diligence in wholesome state. So the instruction is really clear. We have to have uh, a specific support, diligence in our wholesome state of mind. So we have to be aware of where is our mind now, what is our state, our present state of mind. This put in the first place, right effort, the 6 R's. If we notice that our mind is wandering in unwholesome state, we have to recognize, let it go, relax, smile, and return with a gentle smile to our objects of meditation, to our wholesome state of mind, and relax in them. So when we are with the loving kindness, we don't have to push the feeling. We don't have to press the feeling. Sometimes with my wife, I made some jokes that we maybe for this instruction, maybe we have to add one more R, that is relax in the object of meditation, relax in the loving kindness. But there are a lot of R, so I think we don't need another extra R. Uh, So, what is diligence? Diligence is feel the, I think is remember our suffering. Remember that we are practicing meditation and the Buddhist path to feel a release, to feel a cessation of suffering. So when we remember this cause, we are going to feel some ways put in this way in the suttas, the urgency of practice, the urgency um, of every morning wake up and doing a meditation session, take retreats, hear Dhamma talks to help us in the development of the path. So diligence is a very good quality of the mind. When great king, you are dwelling diligent with diligent for support, your retinue of harem women will think thus. The king dwells diligently with diligence for support. Come now, let us also dwell diligently with diligence for support. When great king, you are dwelling diligently with diligence for support, your retinue of Katia vassal will think thus. Your troops will think thus. Your subjects in town and countryside will think thus. The king dwells diligently with diligence for support. Come now, let us also dwell diligently with diligence for support. So it's very interesting here because the Buddha is giving a specific instruction to the king. So it's not what you says, it's not what you say, it's what you do. You have to be the example. So you have to, with your actions, you will be the example for, in this case, for the woman, harem women, for the Katia vassal, for the warriors, for the troops, for the town, the people who lives in towns and countryside. So somehow the Buddha is giving the instruction to King Pasenadi to be diligent in his own practice. And this will be a beacon for everyone because everyone is, look, what is the king doing? What is what is, how is the behavior of the king? Because all the realm is based in the king's decision. So is the king is resting in diligence, is enhance his diligence, this will be a very good example for the people and for the country. And I think that this is also a very good advice for us. We have to be diligent. We have to be this example. We have to somehow manifest with our actions, not only with our words, but with our own actions. This kind of diligence, patience, loving kindness, and wisdom. When great king, you are dwelling diligent with diligence for support. You yourself will be guarded and protected. Your retinue of harem women will be guarded and protected. Your treasury and storehouse will be guarded and protected. So when you are diligent, you have mindfulness at that moment. You remember to observe how mind moves from one object to the other. And this will bring you that nothing is personal. All is an impersonal process that is arises and passes due to causes and conditions. And this mindfulness will be the guardian, the supervisor of in this case, the woman, the retinue of the harem woman, and the treasury and the storehouse. So you won't be neglected with your own resource and relationships. So the sutta uh, finish with a poem. For one who desires lofty riches following in succession, the wise praise diligence in doing deeds of merit. The wise person who is diligent secures both kinds of good, the good visible in this very life and the good of the future life. The steadfast one, by attaining the good, is called a person of wisdom. So, the diligence is not only for one who want to be prosperous in the mundane world, but this is very important that we have to be diligent in the meditation path, because depending upon how our state of mind is now, that will be the condition in the future. So I hope you were enjoyed this sutta. I think it's a very beautiful sutta. Let's share some merit. May suffering one be suffering free, and the fear struck fearless be. May the grieving share all grief, may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we has acquired for the acquisition of all kind of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they alone protect the Buddha dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, and I send you tons of metta for all of you.